On September 30th, 1960, that's 62 years ago to this exact day, the world would be introduced to the first animated cartoon in a prime time slot.
Just keep your eye on the ball, Barney boy.
That's right, the Flintstones would introduce the world to cartoons on primetime television. And it was hugely successful.
Here's your paper. Catch.
And every animated show that found success on a primetime slot afterwards owes a debt to this classic show. I mean, think about it. Would The Simpsons have blown up as big as they did if they weren't on a primetime slot? I mean, that's debatable. The format for the Flintstones was very similar to sitcoms. The Flintstones were basically a Stone Age animated version of the Honeymooners. The show would even have the sound of laughter from a crowd that most sitcoms would have throughout the years.
Get your paper, dear?
Yeah, and I'm lucky. It only comes once a week.
So the first cartoon episode that people had seen on primetime television was an episode called The Flintstone Flyer. The episode starts with Barney making an invention, what turns out to be a flying machine. And Fred ends up calling it the Flintstone Flyer. The story quickly moves on from there, from Betty and Wilma wanting their husbands to join them at the opera.
Don't be silly. How do you expect to go to the opera without tickets?
Opera?
This is when Fred and Barney resort to lying to their wives, as the two of them plot to scheme their way out of opera night so they can both go bowling.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't get it. You'll get it if you don't pay attention. We're going bowling yet. So listen.
And use the Flintstone Flyer as a quick way to get to the bowling alley.
We gotta go to town, bowl, and beat them back here. I got it. Simple. We go the overland route.
This formula of a husband lying and scheming to get out of boring stuff that their wife's making them do is a formula that sitcoms used well through the 90s and even 2000s. So Barney and Fred do end up at the bowling alley, unaware that the opera house is next door.
Maybe there's a phone in that bowling alley across the street.
And of course, eventually they get caught.
If they see us, we're dead. If they catch us, we'll wish we were.
Have we met?
They don't allow pickups in here.
God, this is a respectable place.
Let's face it, we're a couple of shrews.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let that be a lesson. Never doubt your husband.
Wilma, no, not in the head.
That on your question,
I absolutely love the Flintstones. I mean, give credit where credit is due. They were the first. And they did it well. They paved the way for other classic animated cartoons to be on primetime television. So today is a huge celebration. 62 years of cartoons being able to be on primetime television. And why? Because of the Flintstones.
Hi, Fred, what's new? Never spoil my little turtle dove. You just rest, my dear. Win. Close your mouth. Yabba-dabba-doo! Yabba dabba doo, I love you. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba